Dudley Do-Right Falls is a ride based upon the characters of Jay Ward, of Dudley Do-Right, Snidely Whiplash, and Nell Fenwick.
Snidely's got Nell strapped to a log in the sawmill, and Dudley's going to attempt to free her, but instead sends us flying over the edge of the sawmill about 75 feet down into the water below. I think the guests, when they take that final plunge, will be screaming at the top of their lungs and hanging on for dear life.
One of the neat things about Dudley Do-Right is it's fun watching from the side as it is actually riding the ride. When the boat comes down, we fall 75 feet down, and this shack explodes into several different pieces and falls back into itself.
The TNT shack is probably the most difficult show effect that we had, just because it had the most components to it.
Each one of these exterior walls are rigged in several different pieces. This particular one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pieces that are hinged together on opposing corners.
There's pneumatics inside the shack that actually move the wall panels and the roof panels up.
Oh, no, he's on the cover!
Most flume rides are all free-floating in water. This particular one is a combination of a roller coaster and water flume. Whenever it does a dip, curve, or a fall, it actually engages into rail, and it's literally a roller coaster. So here we have 3 sets of rail, a load rail, side rail, and uplift rail to keep the boat stabilized and back into the water. POPEYE's and Blutos Bilge Rat Barges, and it's a 12-seat raft ride going through rapids. You're planning on going on to POPEYE's cruises, and then you're absconded by Bluto, who puts you in these rickety rafts and sends you down river. One of our design goals when we started building this ride was to have a very dynamic, fun ride experience, and to approximate whitewater rafting and the excitement you feel with that. The challenge of working with water in a ride environment is that it's very unpredictable, and very much unlike a roller coaster where you're locked into the iron rails. Here you're at the mercy of the water. It can be different every single time you ride the ride. We're manipulating the water by its depth and width underneath the water that the audience really doesn't realize what we're doing. If you make the flume very narrow, the water speeds up, and you make it wider, it slows down. We modeled this entire ride system and the water flows and how much water we're pumping on a computer. So the biggest challenge was trying to get the facility built in a way that all of our predictions for the water flow would come true. The hardest part was when we actually started running boats around, that the boats were doing what we expected them to. We have to send the boat down by itself and watch it. We anticipated the water coming through here over this weir, getting thinner underneath here, and we had this rockwork structure holding up POPEYE and Bluto and Olive. What happened is the water ended up being a little higher, so we had to cut away all that cement and rebuild that piece all underneath those figures. This is the wettest islands of all the islands of adventure. We pump 1 million gallons per minute through all the rides. And it uses so much water that it actually drains the show lagoon 6 inches when it starts up.
To make this ride work, there's an underground water system connecting it to the main show lagoon. When we turn the ride on, all those pumps draw the water from the show lagoon and put it into the ride. And when we shut the ride off, it all returns to the show lagoon.
Wherever in this ride you think you're going to get wet, you don't. And where you don't think you're going to get wet, you do. And that gives a lot of fun to the ride.